Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this installation of Community Poetry, where I would read material from recent issues of from Scarce Publications, and I was going to share with you, actually, for a change of pace, an editorial, as well as a poem from the brand new issue of cc&d magazine, volume 329, January 2023, titled Moving Forward. I hope you enjoy it. It not only appears in this, but this is also going to appear in the Cyberwit 2023 book that is titled Testament. So, Testament. It is in section 1, and even though it is mostly poetry, there is also this one editorial in it that I was hoping to share with you guys. This first piece is titled Exactly What I Am Celebrating, and it was written on, I believe, the 4th of July. People take this day off in America, the 4th of July, Independence Day. I think I remember when I was little, my parents having a 4th of July party. Dad would grill Croatian sausages we'd get from a local butcher friend that was extra heavy on the garlic. Mom would bake mini sausage wrapped inside of the ready-baked croissants. And the brothers and sisters would try to set off small-time fireworks in a state where fireworks aren't even illegal to sell. And when the fireworks wouldn't ignite, my big brother would then move his lighter close to the wick, and we'd make jokes about him losing his fingers, which, of course, he never did. Think of this as Nostalgia 101. We were living the high life. This is what we call the American dream. I remember going every year to the fireworks on the 3rd of July in downtown Chicago. It was such a great show. The pageantry was unsurpassed to me. And people usually had the 4th off, which was a deal that the fireworks are on the 3rd and you could take the L train home. Running a poetry open mic on the 3rd of July this year, I told everyone to have a happy 4th of July, and one poet said that she wasn't celebrating, she was protesting. And as a good host, I said nice words to her as well as everyone else, and tried to not think about why this American girl would not enjoy the 4th of July. But today, on Independence Day in the United States, I'm forced to think about this more. I know the Supreme Court made a decision to hurt all womankind with their overturning of Roe v. Wade, but the 4th in America is a holiday about separating ourselves as, well, at the time, newly termed Americans from people who are an ocean away, trying to tax us out of our well-being, which probably had something to do with that First Amendment outlining our freedom of speech and the freedom of the press and the freedom of religion. We broke free from what we thought was a tyrannical rule so that we could say what we want, so that we can broadcast the injustices we see in our government, and that there will be not a state-imposed religion. Well, good thing we gave ourselves that when it comes to religion, so we can create as many sects of Christianity as we can imagine, and us Americans can get pretty creative when we get the chance. And as a result, we can choose to be more religious than the English, someone which we were trying to break free from. You know, maybe that poet was on the right track, since our rights are being taken away from us explicitly because of religion, which shouldn't be a part of the government. So, I am at these crossroads, thinking about the gallantry that every city poses while we're exploding fireworks in assorted colors just past dusk, as all of us act down home and drink cans of beers to connect with the rest of the masses and feel like we're a part of something bigger and better. But Just as I think this, I think of the way fascist dictators use the same kind of pageantry to get the masses to step in the same way and sing the same songs so they could all feel like they were a part of something bigger and better than what they are. And I see the connections, and it frightens me. But wait a minute, I know an overabundance of patriotism could seem like nationalism that could lead to the literal destruction of a nation. But at the same time, I honestly, truly wonder if I would have a better life in any country that is socialist or communist, where the edict is to work more to receive less, forcing everyone to strive to not only the base of what they can truly may be. I understand there are problems with this country, but the philosophy of the United States has allowed me to think for myself and earn more for my work and feel that I deserve what I have earned. And I wouldn't have had or have been able to do a fraction of what I've done if I lived anyplace else. And in my marriage to a Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine, I am also subconsciously spoon-fed the notion that freedom isn't free, and I am more than fully aware of this, but I see patriotism on one side of my life and fighting against the government on the other. Yes, I am infuriated by the overturning of Roe v. Wade. I do understand that it was legal when this country was founded, and that any rights not outlined in the national government should be left to the states, which forces me to understand this overturning of Roe v. Wade. But a woman's right to choose was something this country couldn't take away. I am just afraid that with what is confoundingly over-religious nature of literally over half of these United States, that more and more women will lose more and more of their basic rights. This is why a part of me laughed when my Marine husband facetiously said to me at dinner tonight, "Happy Independence Day. Maybe one day you women can get your rights back." Because even some Marines may have once believed that abortion was wrong and women should not have the ability to have an abortion, until they heard from someone like me talking about their personal experiences or experiences with other friends and how an abortion, well, it may not be an easy choice, but sometimes it is the only choice for women, including abused children. Learning these things may be the thing that all people need so that our political choices don't push us all further and further backward in time. Since the overturning of Roe v. Wade, the French Prime Minister supported abortion rights, and they supported abortion rights into their constitution. Israel loosened laws restrictions for abortion issues in what was, albeit difficult, but ultimately their right. By the beginning of July, I was seeing articles from outside of the U.S. as well as within, literally about 10-year-old kids who had been raped and wanted to have an abortion. Their child abuse doctors now have to find clinics outside of their own state to help these brutalized little girls. Pre-law students plan to boycott law schools in states where abortions have been banned, and there are now reports of some students fear going to college in red states after the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Press polls, weeks after this overturning on Independence Day, state that parents with children going to colleges in states like Texas are telling their children that they will no longer pay tuition for their children to go to a school in a state that is so restricting women's rights. I think it would be nice if families could make so many minor decisions that might force the backward ways of the mentalities of parts of this country. I wonder if this is my I wonder this as my car temperature says that it's 101 degrees outside right now. Not unlike the room that possesses all your worst fears. Does fiction become reality when people from the past want to take away rights from women after we have worked so diligently to prove the weaker sex wrong? I hear news reports of 10-year-old girls who have been raped and are forced to keep what is growing inside of them until it becomes a child, not unlike them. And this child has to raise something that not only came to be because of horror, and eventually also ignorance. This is what this country is slowly becoming. And it makes me wonder again exactly what I am celebrating. The thing that was funny about the story about the 10-year-old girl, I'd read about it, then I heard that the specific story about this one 10-year-old girl was relayed in President Biden's speech on July 8th in 2022 before he signed an executive order on abortion rights for supporting abortion rights for women. And then people were ripping on him saying, no, tell me exactly where that story came from. Just because he's saying that this actually happened. And they were refusing to believe that this was actually a story, and they thought that he was just fear-mongering out for people. And I'm like, I have the records for the story. I'm sorry that he didn't have that on him when he was doing the speech. People. It's quite aggravating. But anywho. Anywho, that is a piece of Boss Lady editorial that appears in the cc&d issue that is titled Moving Forward. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed sharing it. Anywho. But I was going to share one more thing from this, and oftentimes when I would get a piece of prose, I gotta find the spot for it. Found it right here. They would send stories to me about periodic table elements, and there happens to be room on the page, so why don't I put, in this case, I was going to share with you a Twitter-length periodic table poem, and it is in this book called Moving Forward. It also happens to appear in the Twitterverse periodic table poetry book from Scars Publications as well, a bit older of a publication, but it has all of the elements, now that they've all been named. And I was going to share one poem with you. It is for Technetium, and it's called Technetium's Inner Glow. In case you're curious, Technetium is number 43 in the periodic table. TC. I'm sorry I'm geeking out on you, but anyway, this is Technetium's Inner Glow. Thought you were artificial, then you became caustic. You sound like bad B-movie radioactive nuclear waste. But injecting you into me can make my organs glow. It scares me that you invade me, but when you do, deep inside, you stick around just long enough to reveal the truth. I believe the story about technetium is that because of its low radiation level and very short half-life, they inject it into people to find cancerous tumors so they can actually help people. So that was the story with that one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you got a kick out of that one. My technetium poem. It's bigger and in color on this one, but it also exists in cc&d magazine. Ta-da-da. I'm not going to find it again because I just pulled it up on a screen for you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you like this festive, funky jacket that I was wearing because it's the New Year's and you're supposed to celebrate. Yippee skippy. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is safe. And in honor of the community poetry open mic, that's why I had to put a poem in there at the end. I wanted to share these poems and keep the vision of sharing poetry with the world around. I hope you have the chance to be able to do it more now that things are starting to open up, even though this open mic wasn't able to reconvene after the open mic ended. And I can't be so colorful with all my nails for everybody because it's like, yay, hi, it's the first, I have to celebrate, so I'll color my nails all different colors and share with you poems. I hope you enjoy them. I will come with a number of, maybe a few more readings for you guys in honor of the first Wednesday of the month community poetry open mic that was hosted by Tom Woodruff. pre-pandemic. As I said again, I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone is vaccinated if they can be, and I will share more poetry within this timeline for you, and I will talk to each and every one of you very soon. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Which one's cooler? Which one? Is it Twitterverse periodic table poetry? That has lots of images in it. I'm not going to go to Technation Minute because it also exists in cc&d moving forward. I hope that everyone's doing well. And if you want to check out either of these books, are available through Scars.tv and Amazon. And thanks. I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks. Exactly what I'm selling.